Welcome to the 2019 Saginaw Fire Department Award Ceremony and Memorial Service. Thank you for taking the time to join us this morning. We appreciate it. Each year we gather to recognize firefighters, public safety personnel, and citizens for their heroic actions that have positively impacted the citizens of Saginaw. We also gather to recognize those firefighters that served before us, and we pay tribute to those firefighters that have made the ultimate sacrifice while in the line of duty.
Besides recognizing those that are here, we have some retirees that passed away since our last service here in October, and I shall read their name. Surviving spouse, Mary Sopkak. Surviving spouse, Caroline Pendle. Nancy Wagner. Susan Howard. And I'd like to add the pleasure I had of doing the academy, graduation, invocation, and benediction, and over 20 of the applicants, upon shaking their hand and congratulating them, they offered their condolences, which really surprised me. Each and every one had their own kind words to say. Retiree Raymond Braun. And our last retiree, Walter Renshaw, passing away September 11th. May they rest in peace. Let us begin by hearing God's word this morning. It's a psalm of thanksgiving. May a joyful shout to the Lord, all you lands. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. Know that the Lord, he is God. It is he who has made us, and not we ourselves. We are his people and the sheep of his pasture. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving and into his courts with praise. Be thankful to him and bless his name, for the Lord is good. His mercy is everlasting, and his truth endures to all generations. Let us prepare ourselves to hear stories of heroism, dedication, and professionalism of our firefighters and citizens, first responders, as they receive their awards this morning. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Good morning, everyone. On this occasion, it's my honor, and probably more importantly, my privilege, to present to you and to the fire department and to Chief Van Loo this City of Saginaw proclamation on behalf of the entire City Council. Whereas the City of Saginaw is committed to ensuring the safety and security of all those living in and visiting our city. Members of the Saginaw Fire Department are dedicated to reducing the occurrence of home fires and home fire injuries through prevention and protection education. And whereas fire is a serious public safety concern, both locally and nationally, according to the National Fire Protection Association, statistics show that 4 out of 5 fire deaths occur in the home. And whereas 3 out of 5 home fire deaths resulted from fires in properties without working smoke alarms. Statistics show that working smoke alarms cut the risk of death in home fires by 50%. And whereas the National Fire Protection Association has established Fire Prevention Week to create greater awareness and innovation in fire protection and prevention. As a result, countless lives have been saved each year. And whereas the 2019 Fire Prevention Week theme, "Not Every Hero Wears a Cape," plan and practice your escape, effectively serves to remind us that we need to take personal steps to increase our safety from fire. Now, therefore, be it resolved, I, Floyd Kloc, Mayor of the City of Saginaw, do hereby proclaim the week of October 6th through the 12th, 2019, as Fire Prevention Week. This is throughout the City of Saginaw, and I urge all residents of this city to protect their homes and families by heeding the important safety messages of Fire Prevention Week 2019, and to support the many public safety activities and efforts of the City of Saginaw Fire Department. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and seal and caused the seal of the City of Saginaw to be affixed this 7th day of October in the year of our Lord, 2019. Signed by myself, Floyd Kloc, Mayor, and councilpersons Brenda F. Moore, Mayor Pro Tem, Michael D. Balls, Annie Bench, Clint Bryant, John Milne, Jamie Forbes, Bill Ostash, and Autumn L. Scherzer, along with Timothy Morales, City Manager. Chief, if you would step forward, I'd like to present this to you, as well as Fire Marshal Ralph Martins. Both of you.
Thank you, Mayor. Plan and practice your escape. That's my message. As this year's theme is every hero does not wear a cape, we know that prior. Just remember that plan and practice your escape. The fact that you have a plan in place will help the time be more prevalent as far as you need to escape if there's a fire ever occurs in your home. So I really urge each and every one of you to heed to that motto, plan and practice your escape. And as we always mention these smoke alarms, make sure they are working smoke alarms. Make sure they're working smoke alarms. We have seen smoke alarms in almost most of the homes that we've encountered. Many times those smoke alarms are not working smoke alarms. Make sure your smoke alarms are working. Test those. This is Fire Prevention Week. Make sure you test them. Tell your friends, anyone who's not here, when you go over a friend's house, you hear that beeping sound. Make sure you get on them about that beeping sound. Means you need to change your battery, or you need to change the unit altogether. Sometimes you might have to help others. Take your message out. Don't just save it for yourselves. Take it out and let other people know. You may save a person's life just by you spreading the word. Not long ago, I actually went to a seminar in Midland where it was a youth fire starter seminar. And at this seminar, I'm sitting at a table where all the fire marshals and fire inspectors throughout the state were going through a training on youth fire starters. And sitting next to a fire marshal from Detroit, this young lady says, "We don't use stop, drop, and roll anymore." I was like, "What? That's like the epitome of fire safety, stop, drop, and roll." He said, "No, we don't teach that anymore." She said, "Because we just had so many instances where kids were just so embedded with the stop, drop, and roll, they forgot about the get low and go, or make sure you escape. They kind of, we just want to try to elaborate on that more so. And through this the sound off program that we just had going through the city of Saginaw this year, that we collaborated with the Saginaw Public Schools this year. In my 30 years of service here with the city, I had an epiphany myself as far as means of teaching with kids, which was actually sticking with these youth, 2nd and 3rd graders. And you probably will hear more about this program a little later. It was a national program. Chief Van Loo was innovative enough and took the initiative to take this program on, and the city allowed us to take this program on. We were only a few cities within the nation that accepted this, that was chosen for this. And we were going through the schools and speaking with 2nd and 3rd graders and actually going to classrooms, engaging. Did excellent work with Lieutenant Pettinger and Lieutenant Maldonado, interacting with 2nd and 3rd graders, learning more and more about what they really knew about fire prevention and fire safety. A lot of times they didn't know the difference between the chirp and the actual actuation of the alarm system and what to do. Sometimes they would say, "What do you do if your house catch on fire? Stop, drop, and roll. Stop, drop." So it was a really awakening experience, and President Ruth Knapp, hopefully, I know you asked were we going to continue that. I hope next year that program continues. I hope we can spread it out to other schools. We only had a few schools. This was the first year, and that's something that hopefully that we can push and go a little further, because I know for a fact during the interaction, not only the pizza parties, but the fact that those youth actually absorbed the message that we were purveying for them, as far as not knowing exactly what to do when there was a fire in their home, or what to do if a fire occurred, or if the alarm actually activated. And we also talked about things to avoid having a fire in the first place. So that was something that was really, really, really enlightening on my part this year. And I've also want to make sure that you understand the importance of sleeping with your bedroom doors closed at night. These are the data shows the instances that where lives have been saved. Think hard on this question I'm going to ask you just now. How many times have you saw breaking news or heard anything about someone's life being saved because they stopped, dropped, and rolled? I've been in this profession for 30 years coming up, and I have maybe one, maybe two, you may have, but it's more about the smoke alarms, knowing the fire escape plan, or just avoiding the fire altogether. Those are the news. That's what you want. That's what we want to key on. And this Fire Prevention Week, we're going to definitely want to push that word out to make sure you have a plan if a fire occurs. If you have a plan, there's a good chance you're going to implement that plan and have a better chance of surviving. Time, every second counts. Make sure you sleep with your bedroom doors closed. That gives you more time. And make sure all smoke alarms are working smoke alarms. Once again, Fire Prevention Week, practice, plan, your evacuation plan. Look at your house, think about your house like right now, have scenarios, have a meeting place, think about what if the fire happens in the front. Don't think about the normal way out the door. Bedroom windows should be able to open, okay? Practice that, be safe.
Thank you, Fire Marshal Martin. At this time, I'd like to ask our MC, Mr. R. Lewis from WSGW, to come up and help us pass out awards.
Good morning. On to the awards, and there are a lot of them. On February 25th, 2019, the Saginaw Fire Department was dispatched to a structure fire at 1321 Stevens Street. Saginaw Central Dispatch advised responding units that all occupants had exited the home. Upon arrival, Engine 2 reported heavy smoke coming from the second story of the home. Prior to the arrival of the fire department, 15-year-old Cameron Napier was awakened by smoke alarms and assisted his 10-year-old brother Dominic safely out of the home. For his bravery in assisting his brother to safety during a life-threatening situation, the Saginaw Fire Department would like to present Cameron Napier with the Civilian Certificate of Merit. On July 14th, 2019, Engine 1 and the battalion chief responded to the intersection of Holland Avenue and Cumberland for a reported vehicle accident with multiple occupants trapped. Upon arrival, Engine 1 reported that 2 occupants were trapped and requested Engine 2 to the scene and began extrication operations. Battalion Chief Greg Simmons recognized the need for additional crews and requested Saginaw County Central Dispatch respond to Engine 4 to the scene. Due to the severity of the damage, the decision was made to remove the roof of the vehicle to extricate the passengers. Saginaw Fire Department crews worked flawlessly together to successfully remove the vehicle from around the patients and assist MMR with packaging and transport to the hospital. Additionally, personnel from the Saginaw Police Department and Buena Vista Police Department worked to control traffic in a large crowd that had formed around the scene, ensuring the safety of the patients and the emergency personnel. For the coordinated efforts from multiple agencies and jurisdictions that resulted in the safe extrication of multiple patients, the Saginaw Fire Department is proud to present the unit citation to Battalion Chief Gregory Simmons, Captain Eric Krenz, Lieutenant Darren Suchodolski, Lieutenant James Foreman, Lieutenant Raymond Tanner, Engineer Gary McDonald, Engineer Matthew Koch, Firefighter Eric Douglas, Firefighter Sean Gerard, and Firefighter Sarah Cunningham Heath. The Saginaw Fire Department is also proud to present the Civilian Certificate of Merit to Saginaw Police Officers Doug Stacer and Megan Guizdala, Buena Vista Police Officers Adam Jackson and Russ Passion, and MMR personnel Melissa Dukowski, Brian Howie, Tessa Fowler, and Clint Rudiger. On the morning of November 15, 2018, the Saginaw Fire Department, Carlton Township Fire Department, Zilwaukee Fire Department, Saginaw County Dive Team, Mobile Medical Response, and Saginaw Police Department were dispatched to a report of a capsized boat with a person in the river near Buoy 89 at the end of North First Street. Saginaw fire units arrived on the shore near that location and were able to direct the rescue boats from both Saginaw Fire and Carlton Township Fire to the man who was clinging to a floating cooler. Carlton Fire Rescue Boat arrived, and Captain Bill Weaver, in proper cold water gear, entered the water, gained positive control of the man, and assisted him into the rescue boat as Saginaw Fire Rescue Boat arrived. At the same time, Carlton Fire Rescue Boat encountered an engine failure. Saginaw Rescue Boat maneuvered to assist Carlton and was able to tow them to shore, where the man was handed over to waiting medical personnel. Saginaw Fire Rescue Boat then assisted Captain Weaver out of the water and towed the capsized boat to shore, where combined crews flipped the boat upright and started to retrieve the man's belongings. For their collective efforts in a successful and safe water rescue, the Saginaw Fire Department is proud to present the Meritorious Service Award to the following Carlton Township firefighters: Captain Bill Weaver, Lieutenant Sam Kernut, and Firefighter Madison Gonzalez. The Saginaw Fire Department is also proud to present the Unit Citation Award to Saginaw Firefighters Battalion Chief Gregory Simmons, Captain Scott Yaw, Training Safety Officer Brandon Hosbeck, Lieutenant Daniel Maldonado, Lieutenant Roderick Brady, Engineer David Rose, Engineer August Elias IV, Engineer Brian Weber, Engineer William Buchinger, Firefighter Justin Kelly, and Firefighter Sean Gerard.
I'm going to let these other guys have a chance.
On August 6, 2019, a man went into cardiac arrest in his vehicle on Y Street near the intersection of Hermansaw. A group of employees from the VA hospital were in the vicinity and noticed the man slumped over in his vehicle. They immediately removed him from the vehicle and started performing CPR on the ground. Crews from the Saginaw Fire Department and MMR arrived and continued patient care by attaching an AED and performing CPR. The man was transported to Covenant Hospital, where he regained consciousness and recovered from his cardiac arrest. The Saginaw Fire Department is proud to present the Citizens Meritorious Service Award to Beth Boyce, Kim Evans, Maureen Hoppy, Paula Klimovitz, and Jennifer Wolzen for their quick and unselfish actions in coming to the aid of fellow citizens, which ultimately resulted in saving his life. On August 1st, 2019, the Saginaw Fire Department was dispatched to a reported capsized boat with people in the water on the Saginaw River. While en route to the scene, crews were informed by Saginaw County Central Dispatch that a passing pontoon boat was rescuing two people from the water. Once crews arrived at the Russ Street Bridge, the incident commander confirmed that all people from the capsized canoe were accounted for and safe on the pontoon boat. The rescuers retrieved the overturned canoe and returned the two canoers back to the Lee Street Marina. The Saginaw Fire Department is proud to present the Citizens Meritorious Service Award to Juan Goodenez and Josh Wismer for their timely and unselfish efforts in rescuing two fellow citizens from a potentially dangerous situation, resulted in them being unharmed. unable to attend, but we will make sure they receive their awards. On March 30th, 2019, the Saginaw Fire Department responded to 2825 State Street for a structure fire with a disabled occupant attempting to get out. Upon arrival, Engine 4 found a two-story home with fire in the front room. Engine 4 made entry into the home and found a 68-year-old male lying on the floor. Firefighter Dave Gallagher quickly pulled the individual to the front porch, where Lieutenant Eileen Pettinger and Engineer Robert Weaver assisted carrying him to the awaiting ambulance. Engine 4 then entered the structure to extinguish the fire. For their life-saving efforts, the Saginaw Fire Department is proud to present the Meritorious Service Award to Firefighter Dave Gallagher and the Certificate of Merit to Lieutenant Eileen Pettinger and Engineer Robert Weaver. On August 15, 2019, Saginaw firefighters were dispatched to 1021 East Holland for a structure fire. Crews reported on scene of a three-story structure with smoke showing. As crews were fighting the fire, the conditions worsened, forcing the Engine 4 crew to retreat to the third floor and call a mayday. Acting Battalion Chief Eric Krenz had the Engine 1 engineer place a ladder outside the third-story window for the crew to exit. Shortly afterwards, the Engine 4 engineer exited through the third-floor window onto the waiting ladder. Acting Battalion Chief Krenz communicated with the remainder of the crew and encouraged them to try and find a window, stay calm, and conserve their air. He then had Engine 2 advance a hose into the home, extinguish the fire, and retrieve the Engine 4 officer and firefighter. For their collaborative efforts during a Mayday scenario, the Saginaw Fire Department is proud to present the Acting Battalion Chief Eric Krenz, Acting Lieutenant Michael Campbell, Acting Engineer Sean Gerard, and Firefighter John Pilling with the Certificate of Merit. On March 20th, 2019, the Saginaw Fire Department was dispatched to 2264 Niagara Street for a structure fire with an adult and two children still inside. Engine 2 arrived on the scene with heavy smoke showing from the front door. Engine 2 and Engine 1 advanced a hose line to the first floor and searched for victims. Lieutenant Tate Jaruski heard a child crying inside a closed bedroom. He entered, searched, and located a small child, which he quickly removed and delivered to MMR crews outside. Training Safety Officer Brandon Hosbeck continued the search of the same bedroom and found a second child, which he quickly removed and delivered to waiting MMR crews. Training Safety Officer Hosbeck then returned inside to the basement, where he and Lieutenant Jim Foreman found an adult victim whom they quickly removed outside to MMR. Due to their bravery in the face of imminent danger, the Saginaw Fire Department would like to present the Meritorious Service Award to Training Safety Officer Brandon Hosbeck, Lieutenant James Foreman, and Lieutenant Tate Jaruski. Saginaw Fire Department would also like to present the Unit Citation Award to Battalion Chief Gregory Simmons, Engineer David Rose, Engineer William Bookinger, Engineer Brian Weber, Firefighters Jason Wineland, Firefighter Justin Kelly, and Firefighter John Kartz for their collaborative efforts during this challenging rescue. Just keep coming. On August 28, 2019, the Saginaw Fire Department was dispatched to 1012 McCoskrie for a structure fire with one person still inside. Engine 2 arrived on scene with heavy smoke and flames showing from the front of the home. Saginaw firefighters entered the home to conduct a search, and Lieutenant Darren Suchodolski located the occupant inside a second-floor closet. Lieutenant Suchodolski removed the occupant from the closet, and Lieutenant Eileen Pettinger, Engineer Matt Koch, and Firefighter Justin Kelly carried the patient out of the home to an awaiting ambulance crew. The patient was then loaded and transported to the hospital. Due to their bravery in the face of imminent danger, the Saginaw Fire Department would like to present the Meritorious Service Award to Lieutenant Darren Suchodolski, Lieutenant Eileen Pettinger, Engineer Matthew Koch, and Firefighter Justin Kelly. Saginaw Fire Department would also like to present the Unit Citation Award to Battalion Chief Daniel Willoughby, Captain Eric Krenz, Engineer Gary McDonald, Engineer Michael Campbell, Engineer Rob Gooch, Firefighter Sarah Cunningham Heath, and Firefighter Sean Gerard for their effort in support of this successful rescue. It's a parade. On September 17th, 2018, Engine 4 responded to a 14-month-old child in cardiac arrest at 820 Madison Street. Upon arriving, Engineer Gary McDonald and Firefighter Eric Dlugos assisted MMR crews with CPR and patient care. After several minutes of performing CPR, the crews were able to successfully resuscitate the child. They then assisted in loading and transporting the patient to an awaiting ambulance to be taken to the hospital. The Saginaw Fire Department is proud to present the Life-Saving Award to Engineer Gary McDonald and Firefighter Eric Dlugos for their unselfish efforts and professionalism, which resulted in the saving of a citizen's life. On October 28th, 2018, Engine 2 responded to a cardiac arrest at 2216 South Niagara Street. Upon arriving, Lieutenant Eileen Pettinger, Engineer David Rose, and Firefighter Jeffrey Ezop assisted MMR crews with performing CPR and patient care. After several minutes of performing CPR, the crews were able to successfully resuscitate the patient. While assisting in loading the patient into an awaiting ambulance, the patient again became pulseless. Engine 2 performed CPR while MMR transported the patient to the hospital, where the patient regained a pulse. The Saginaw Fire Department is proud to present the Life-Saving Award to Lieutenant Eileen Pettinger, Engineer David Rose, and Firefighter Jeffrey Ezop for their unselfish efforts and professionalism, which resulted in the saving of a citizen's life. On July 20th, 2019, Saginaw Fire Department crews responded to a structure fire in the area of South Oakley and Lyon Streets. Upon arrival, Engine 2 found smoke coming from the second floor of the home at 1121 Lyon Street. Engine 2 quickly made entry into the first floor apartment and found a family asleep in the main living area. Engine 2 woke the occupants and assisted them safely out of the structure. At this time, the occupants indicated that the second apartment was not occupied. E2 forced the door of the second apartment to search the apartment and locate the fire. Upon entering the second apartment, firefighter David Gallagher found Demario Harris unconscious on the floor. Firefighter Gallagher quickly pulled Mr. Harris from the structure and began administering first aid. While fire crews extinguished the fire, firefighter Gallagher assisted MMR with packaging and transporting Mr. Harris to the hospital. For his life-saving actions, Saginaw Fire Department is proud to present the Meritorious Service Award to Lieutenant William McCarthy, Engineer Sean Book, and Firefighter David Gallagher. On January 23rd, 2019, the Saginaw Rotary Club presented the Saginaw Fire Department a donation of $4,635 to be used for equipment needs for the department. The fire department and these funds for the purchase of 4 FLIR K2 thermal imaging cameras. The purchase allowed the department to place 1 new TIC on each frontline fire apparatus. The new thermal imaging cameras provide firefighters the ability to see through heavy smoke and low visibility conditions while searching for trapped victims of downed firefighters, as well as a wide variety of non-fire applications such as hazardous material incidents and outdoor search and rescue operations. The Saginaw Fire Department would like to present the Chief's Special Recognition Award to the Saginaw Rotary Club for their donation that will assist the Saginaw Fire Department to better protect our citizens and firefighters. On November 27th, 2018, the Saginaw Jaycees presented the Saginaw Fire Department with a $750 donation to be used for firefighter health and safety items. The fire department used these funds toward the purchase of a commercial clothes washer and dryer for Fire Station Number 4. This purchase completed our firefighter cancer prevention initiative of providing commercial clothes washers and dryers for firefighter station uniforms at all 3 fire stations. Washers and dryers at our fire stations provide firefighters a way to decontaminate their soiled station uniforms after they operate at a fire incident. Decontamination prevents contaminants from being brought into homes and exposing firefighters and their families to these hazards. The Saginaw Fire Department would like to present a Chief Special Recognition Award to the Saginaw JCs for their donation that will assist the Saginaw Fire Department to better protect our firefighters. On August 28, 2019, the Saginaw Masonic Lodge number 77 presented the Saginaw Fire Department with a $1,500 donation to be used for firefighter health and safety items. As part of their cancer prevention initiatives, the fire department used these funds to purchase particulate hoods for the firefighters. This donation allowed us to complete our goal of providing every firefighter with at least one particulate hood. The Saginaw Fire Department would like to present the Chief Special Recognition Award to Saginaw Masonic Lodge number 77 for their donation that will assist the Saginaw Fire Department to better protect our firefighters. Every year on Labor Day, the Olive Garden staff has graciously volunteered their own time and delivered a hearty meal to Saginaw firefighters. Firefighters are known for their firehouse meals, so to have a restaurant provide a meal for firefighters is very meaningful. The Saginaw Fire Department appreciates such an act of kindness and would like to recognize the Olive Garden and its staff members. The Saginaw Fire Department would like to present the Chief's Special Recognition Award to the Olive Garden staff for their generous donation of food and time during Labor Day. The Saginaw Fire Department has begun the process of implementing a new CPR training program. Building this program required certifying new instructors and obtaining training materials. The purchase of training mannequins was vital to the successful implementation of the CPR program, as it's the only way to ensure that students have the practical skills to perform CPR. While waiting for our mannequins to arrive, the Kochville Township Fire Department loaned us their CPR training mannequins at no cost. The Saginaw Fire Department would like to present the Chief's Special Recognition Award to the Kochville Township Fire Department for the use of their CPR training mannequins, which helped ensure a successful beginning to the Saginaw Fire Department's CPR training program. We'll accept the award for Kochville and hold the award, and they will be given the award. Over the last year, these members have attained certifications as Michigan Firefighter Training Council Fire Instructor 1 and CPR AED instructors. These members attended trainings and dedicated their time and energy toward improving the training capabilities of the Saginaw Fire Department. Through their efforts, the Saginaw Fire Department has enhanced its abilities to deliver quality fire service classes as well as CPR AED instruction to members of our department and outside organizations. We would like to recognize Lieutenant Tate Jazuski, Engineer William Buckinger, Engineer David Rose, Engineer Brad Lujic, Firefighter Sarah Cunningham Heath, Firefighter Sarah Howe, and Training and Safety Officer Brandon Hausbeck for their contributions toward improving the training capabilities of the Saginaw Fire Department. We'd like to present the Chief's Special Recognition Award to these Saginaw Fire Department instructors for their contributions to the department in 2019. The Saginaw Fire Department was selected as one of only 40 departments nationwide and the first and only fire department in the state of Michigan to deliver the Sound Off Fire Safety Education Program to second and third grade children. The program was coordinated through the Michigan Public Health Institute with grant funding provided by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security and FEMA. The program was designed to not only teach kids fire safety in the classroom, but also to follow up with a home visit and smoke and carbon monoxide alarm installation in the child's home. Through a pre-test and post-test evaluation process, the MPHI determined that a national average of 45.8% knowledge gain was achieved. Saginaw's results were the best in the nation, with a 51% knowledge gain achieved. Almost 300 second and third grade children received the fire safety training and 303 smoke alarms and 65 carbon monoxide alarms installed in their homes. We'd like to recognize Fire Marshal Ralph Martin, Lieutenant Eileen Pettinger, and Lieutenant Daniel Maldonado for their professionalism, dedication, and commitment to the safety of Saginaw's children by presenting all three with the Chief's Special Recognition Award for their outstanding contributions to the Saginaw community. Over the last year, members of the Technical Rescue Team have dedicated their time and energy toward improving the technical competencies and effectiveness of the team. Members of the team attended advanced schooling and regular training that covered unique rescue situations such as trench and structural collapse rescue. As members of the Saginaw County Special Rescue Team and the Region 3 Regional Response Team, team members also trained and practiced their skills with rescue technicians from Saginaw County and the State of Michigan Homeland Security Region 3. Through their efforts, the Saginaw Fire Department has increased its capabilities and improved its effectiveness in mitigating technical rescue incidents in the city of Saginaw and the region. At this time, we'd like to recognize Battalion Chief Thomas Raines, Training Safety Officer Brandon Hosbeck, Lieutenant Tate Jazuski, Lieutenant Todd Dittenberg, Engineer Brand Luchek, Engineer William Buchinger, Engineer Gary McDonald, and Engineer Robert Weaver for their dedication, leadership, and professionalism that has improved the capabilities of the Saginaw Fire Department. And we'd like to present Technical Rescue Team the Chief's Special Recognition Award for their contribution to the department in 2019. Okay. Service awards are presented to the fire officers and firefighters that have achieved a total of 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, or 30 years of service to the Saginaw Fire Department. Saginaw Fire Department would like to recognize Battalion Chief Thomas Raines and Battalion Chief Gregory Simmons for 25 years of service. Saginaw Fire Department would like to recognize Training Safety Officer Brandon Hosback and Firefighter Justin Kelly for 10 years of service. And the Saginaw Fire Department would like to recognize Firefighter Sean Gerard and Firefighter Sarah Cunningham Heath for 5 years of service. Earlier in the program, we talked about a water rescue and a cooperative effort that involved the Carleton Fire Department. One of their members is now here, and we'd like to present them with that special award. If you come forward, please. Bill Weaver. Our last award is 2019 Firefighter of the Year. David Gallagher has set himself apart from his peers through his professionalism, dedication, and willingness to do whatever is needed to benefit the Saginaw Fire Department and the citizens of Saginaw. Dave has taken on several projects around the station that improved department facilities, reduced costs to the department, and increased the safety of the community. Dave also continues to look for ways to improve himself by seeking out training opportunities. Dave is a very dependable and valuable member of the department. He's been involved in several incidents where his actions have directly impacted the safety of citizens in a positive way. Dave's desire to put his community needs and the department's needs before his own speak highly of his character and commitment to the Saginaw Fire Department. Dave has recently volunteered to become a member of the Regional Response Hazardous Materials Team. Dave has also taken on the calibration and repair of all of the department's air monitoring instruments, which has improved the reliability, reduced the cost of maintenance, and minimized the downtime of the equipment. For his dedication to the Saginaw Fire Department and his ongoing commitment to the community, the Saginaw Fire Department is proud to present firefighter David Gallagher with the 2019 Saginaw Fire Department Firefighter of the Year Award.
First off, I want to thank everyone for attending today, and I want to congratulate all the firefighters for all the hard work they do throughout the year. It's a great honor to receive this award. I work with the best men and women firefighters in the state of Michigan, I think in the nation. So I just want to thank my wife. She's got the hard job. She deals with our 3 kids, Tessa, Mila, and Levi, and she also has a full-time career. So I want to thank my wife for being the best support that I can have. And I just want to thank everyone for coming again and thank the men and women of the Saginaw Fire Department. Thank you.
Thanks. My name is Jake Bennett. I'm with Congressman Dan Kildee's office. Unfortunately, the congressman was not able to attend this time, but he asked me to present a flag. So I know the congressman, a lot of people think that the reason why he got into public service in both of the county and now in Congress is because of his uncle, Uncle Dale Kildee. But the real reason is because of his grandfather. He used to follow his grandfather, Jack Maxwell, the fire chief for Flint Township since he was a little kid. And he learned what it's like through the hard work, through firefighting, what it means to actually serve the community, live in the community, and care about the community. So that was one of the reasons why he asked me as well to come. Is obviously Saginaw Fire Department has a big part in my life. These guys, I went through that Fire Ops 101 training myself, and if any elected official has not gone through that, please go through. It gives you a huge eye-opening of what it takes physically, mentally, and how many people, physical people that have to be on scene to be safe and to put out fires. So I know that you guys, the impact of the Saginaw Fire Department is not just the city of Saginaw, it's not just the region, but it's statewide. I've personally attended their training, and it's excellent training. They share their knowledge, their expertise, their equipment with all these different fire departments in the community as well to keep the whole state and other communities safe as well. So I cannot thank the Saginaw Fire Department for volunteering their time, their expertise, their equipment to help spread and keep other firefighters in the whole state safe. So thank the Saginaw Fire Department as well. But personally, I know the Congressman wanted to thank the Firefighter of the Year, David Gallagher. I know as a firefighter, it's kind of weird. People say thank you for what you're doing, but it definitely needs to be said. It needs to be said through all the work, and the hard work and dedication is noticed, and we thank you guys. So with that, we have both a flag that was flown above the United States Capitol for the Firefighter of the Year, Firefighter Gallagher, and also a certificate of congressional recognition recognizing the outstanding and invaluable service to the community. So thank you, Firefighter Gallagher.
As we prepare to call the roll, memorial recognition. I'm honored to be able to name these gentlemen once again this year, pay tribute to them and their lives. They started their careers within this building, as well as myself and all the retirees out there. So this building has history. Their names are on display. And I wish everyone each day pray for these men and women who serve our community, to keep them safe. If you see them responding to an alarm, offer up a prayer for them, that they remain safe, and that the rescue and the extinguishment goes well, and they return safe to the station, and then later on, they return to their families at home. Call the roll. William E. Pringle. James Kennefick. Fire Chief George Wallace. Marcy C. Wilton. John Collier. Eugene Parker. Henry Flack. Paul Jonitz. Earl A. Rock. David D. Casey. Edward J. Thomas. A. William Dijak. Roscoe Hall. May these souls of these fallen heroes continue to rest in peace. Will you join me in reciting the Fireman's Prayer? When I am called to duty, wherever flames may rage, give me the strength to save some life, whatever be its age. Help me to embrace a little child before it is too late, or save an older person from the horror of that fate. Enable me to be alert, to hear the weakest shout, and quickly and efficiently to put the fire out. I want to fill my calling and to give the best in me to guard my every neighbor and protect their property. And if according to your will, I have to lose my life, please bless me with a big hand, my loving family from strife.
So in the interest of time, I'll keep my closing remarks down to about 30 minutes or less. I just have a few comments. This last year has been quite remarkable. In my 29, almost 30 years experience at the Saginaw Fire Department, I haven't experienced a year quite like this. We've had 6 rescues, and these are stories that you heard earlier from the folks in the room here. That could have very easily been 6 fatalities. So unfortunately, we have had 1 fatality this year, but that truly could be 7. So if it's not for the folks in this room here and the good work that they do, it's a different story, okay? I want to thank the men and women of the Saginaw Fire Department. I'd ask that you please stand. Please stand to be recognized. The demand of today's fire service are greater than ever, and sometimes my demands are maybe even greater. I want you to know I appreciate everything that you do, and you truly deliver every time. I couldn't ask more. I'm so incredibly blessed and proud to be part of this organization, and I appreciate everything that you all do. Thank you. We view these firefighters as heroes. However, being in the business, they don't view themselves as heroes. And I think that's an important part. This is their job, their livelihood. This is what they do. I have a couple quotes from a famous chief in the fire world from the fire department in New York, Edward Croker. He served as chief from 1899 to 1911 in the city of New York. And I think these two lines really kind of summarize the feeling of firefighters and how they view themselves. When a person becomes a firefighter, their greatest act of bravery has been accomplished. What they do after that is all in the line of work. Firefighters do not regard themselves as heroes because they do what the business requires. This is business. This is what they do day in, day out. They've perfected their craft. They are absolutely phenomenal, and I do see them as probably the best firefighters in the state of Michigan. I agree. So thank you to everyone. So I also, one final thank you, and that's to our Saginaw's neighborhood associations. It was mentioned earlier, you truly are the blood and really what makes this community go. And I really want to put a special shout out and a thank you to Arson Watch and all the work that neighborhood associations do with Arson Watch, because it is truly having an effect. We've had 4 years, recent years, without a arson fire in the city of Saginaw during the Halloween period. That is phenomenal, okay? So the work continues, and I just really appreciate everything that they're doing. We're going for number 5 here. So that concludes my remarks. I encourage everyone to please stick around. There's plenty of food. Take a look at some of their equipment. Our folks will stick around, be happy to talk with you and get a tour of the station. I really appreciate you coming out today, and thank you.